Welcome, welcome, welcome to Stage Screen and In Between with Helen. It's so good to see you guys. I have Michelle Shore-Dooley and Ralph Shore-Dooley, and they are the co-chairs of LIMPACM. Hi, guys. How are you?
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So tell everybody what does LIMPACM stand for?
Yeah, it's called the Long Island Motion Picture Arts Center and Museum.
Right. So you're based on Long Island, and tell everybody what your mission is for what you do.
Well, we started out as an organization to help independent filmmakers back in 1982 with equipment accessing, networking, and everything. And then we developed adding the Motion Picture Museum and moving forward with some big projects and stuff like that. So we have an equipment access program. We're working forward to have a networking area, to have filmmakers have a place to connect and share information and resources and stuff like that. And so it's moving forward with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we have lighting and grip equipment, cameras. So we're created a low-cost equipment access program where independent filmmakers could come to us and we could provide the equipment.
Right. So if somebody wanted to make a movie, they would come to you and you would discuss what equipment they need, what you have, and you'd make an agreement and you'd be able to roll out.
Yeah, exactly. We would provide a package depending on what they needed.
Yeah. Now you also have beautiful life-size statuettes. So could you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Well, it's not just the statue. We have props, wardrobe from famous movies. We have a lot of vintage equipment and exhibits of explaining about some scientific things about the motion picture industry and a lot of other things, museums. So we're planning to put together this nice, beautiful museum.
And they've come by to see you, and I think I see them coming through the yard right now. Oh, well, Michelle, I'm so impressed. She knows the best people. How did you get them to come here today?
Wow, this is actually Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca, his whole suit. And I told him, you know what, why don't you dress like you did for Casablanca? And he showed up. He was really nice to do so.
Oh,
yeah.
Say. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. You must be melting. Did you bring your trunks? I'll let you go for a swim. He's not in the mood.
He's bashful.
Yeah. He's shy, believe it or not. A lot of celebrities are.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. This first piece is very impressive because it's from the early 1900s. It's 92 years old, not like me.
What is it?
It is a 92-year-old hand crank projector. And we use this piece in our children program for our line animation. What they do is the children draw on professional 35mm film, and we actually put their film right into the hand crank projector, and we crank it up the whole time, and we show them their animation. And they
so
love
this still works. So
yeah,
this is something that you're using in your film camp?
Yeah, absolutely. This is just for the line animation program, and children get to see their own film, which is impressive.
Wow.
With a 92-year-old camera that works.
And now this is some kind of a viewer. You want to explain that?
Yeah, this is actually a really fun piece. But yeah, children would be like, what is this? But this back then was a 3D movie that children would be so excited to see. They would put it on and they would be like, oh wow, this is their 3D movie. But if you give this to a kid today, they're like, where's the computer? Where's my iPod? I don't want this.
Where do you plug it in?
I know. And yeah, it's a very interesting piece. This is the Terminator head, and it glows in the dark, the eyes, and it's really scary at night. I know it's not scary so much in the day.
You'll get a lot of use out of that for Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's coming up. I'm going to stick this in the window and scare the kids. This is original piece from the James Cameron film also, and it's a life vest that one of the extras put on. Wow. And they shot it in New Mexico too, where the water was
I
warm.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Marilyn, legendary Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, and this is from her film 7 Ear Itch. And this is her dress, and it has the fan, and it's her famous shot, and we're very excited to have this in our
Is this the actual dress from the movie?
Yeah, well, this is her detailed dress of how the lining was and everything, and even on the face you can see the detail with the teeth and the lips. And we bring this to our red carpet events and everything. Even though
People
it's-
must go mad when they see that because this is so impressive.
Yeah, they do. Everyone wants photos with Marilyn, and of course we can't forget Humphrey. Everybody wants pictures with Humphrey as well.
Bogey.
Yeah, and we'll go back to him because I know he's so upset and he's not even looking at us, and he wants to say something, I think.
I see you keep these two separated.
We do purposely.
We also been doing exhibitions with film festivals. We've done something with Carol Baldwin for the breast cancer gala. They had a Hollywood themed gala, and I think she heard about us and contacted, and we put together a nice, beautiful motion picture museum exhibit.
Yeah, so we do a lot of red carpet events.
Yes.
Yeah. And for some of these things, though, don't you have like a Marlon Brando and a Marilyn Monroe and Star Wars? Tell people about that because they gravitate towards those things when you have them at an event.
Oh yeah, and true. We have some even a life-size ET, which the kids go crazy over.
It's a beautiful life wax figure too. So it's very unique because of the wax. It looks, really authentic.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you also have programs that you teach students. So tell us something about that.
Well, we've done film workshops, and our biggest program was with partnership with Malloy College,
Which is now Malloy University.
So we did a film camp. They have summer programs for music and theater, and the director of the Madison Theater, who runs the summer camp programs for Malloy University, talked to us about adding the film program. And a few years we taught teens film production, and they finished a movie called The Crossroad, which was in that year a film festival, and they won honorable mention. So we're very proud of it. And the film, it was a 14-minute film that came out really good.
Yeah, so right now we actually teach every Saturday morning to children, and we create the script writing, and then we film, and they write their own script, and we actually make the kids hands-on with film equipment, like the film slate. Some kids operate the camera. They have a boom for the sound. So it's exciting because not only is it acting, but we also teach them, hands-on, and also we teach film programs all across Long Island to libraries. We've done it at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington. So yeah, we have a wide variety of film classes throughout Long Island.
What is the age range?
Believe it or not, it could vary. So the one in Oceanside we're doing that for the Department of Community Activity is anywhere from, I would say, like second grade to, believe it or not, like seventh grade. So yeah, there's a lot of age variety, and yeah.
Then we've taught teens, and there was actually one program we did it was a mix between high school students and college.
Oh, now do you do this throughout the whole year? Do you do this in the summer too? Is this September to June?
No, it's available for the summer.
The libraries mostly is in the summer, and then the Oceanside Department of Community Activities is usually through the fall, winter, and spring.
Okay, now what people really love is your beautiful, large movie screens that you bring to location. So tell everybody about that.
Well, about 14 years ago, when we've heard about this companies that are putting out these large inflatable movie screens. We said this was a perfect thing for us to be part of, and we purchased our first one was a 25-foot, and there's villages, towns, schools, community organizations have hired us, and then we've added the 35-foot, and then we added the 40-foot.
Yeah, as it became more successful, we were like, we need more screens. So
Yeah.
We added some screens, and the 40-foot screen is the drive-in movie, which is great because my father wanted to bring back the drive-in movies, a way for people to enjoy and, be entertained in something rather than a movie
Yeah.
theater and everything. So we have a large 40-foot screen that's 3 stories tall. And as long as you have the space, we actually could provide a drive-in screen where people could sit in their cars and watch the movies through the FM transmitter. And it's great because a lot of kids like that are younger do not experience or know what it was like for the drive-ins, and this is a way to bring it back.
Yeah.
How many people attend these screenings?
We could get believe it or not, 150 to 200 cars when we showed the movie E.T. out in the Hamptons. It was, and then when with the blankets and chairs, we had over 1,000 people, probably 1,000 to 2,000
three
people.
film showings. We had a huge crowd.
Yeah, for the movie Frozen, and everyone was singing it, and it was beautiful.
If somebody wanted to get in touch with you to arrange something like that, how would they do it?
Yeah, so they would go to our website, which is the LIMPACM.org, or I would say the best way to contact us is through our main cell phone, which is 516-581-8317. And and what's really great about the outdoor movie showings is instead of, watching it at home, it's, like a lot of people do instead of the theaters, it's a way to go out and enjoy and watch movies, other than your living room.
Actually,
right. And so how did you fare during the pandemic? I remember coming to one of your screenings. You had it in a parking lot on Old Country Road. People were so desperate for entertainment, and you guys came through. It was quite fascinating, wasn't it?
So I'm with Michelle Shaw-Dooley, and she was very instrumental in having this happen tonight because this is a big screen.
Yeah, we do actually drive-in movies, and this is a 40-foot screen, which is the biggest on Long Island. And since the COVID situation, this is pretty much the only activity that is allowed, that's social distancing. And everyone stays in their cars, and it's a wonderful night.
It's an interesting story because we watched when Governor Cuomo was doing his 11 o'clock updates of the COVID. There was a reporter, because all the movie theaters, everybody had to close down, or all the different things. So one reporter live on television asked Governor Cuomo, what about drive-in movies? People stay in the cars, and, that fits the requirements of, having crowds gather, which could be separated and social distancing and everything else. And you could see Governor Cuomo thinking about it, and he says, no, that's a very good idea. And I thought when the pandemic happened, we said, oh, we're dead now. But then all of a sudden the phone started ringing because we were the only ones in. And the funny thing was that the film festivals started calling us up because, even Tribeca couldn't do it in the city. They did something with the LED screens, but we got other film festivals. In fact, I think it was the Long Island International Film Expo got us involved with their film festival during COVID.
We met you at the
wall. And we did the film festivals, and so certain things we actually kept alive through COVID during that time period, because drive-ins was the answer to for people to watch movies safely.
And even though it was such a very tragic time, we were able to bring the light, and be able to have people, kind of forget their troubles to be entertained for a while, and in a safe manner.
It was a nice escape. So now, Ralph, you are also a screenwriter and a director, and you have some things that you've been doing a couple of camera tests on for a new movie called The Golden Phoenix, I think. Yes. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we're still putting some test things together and trying to move forward with it. And as I said, it's a interesting story. Michelle and I co-wrote it, and Michelle and I are co-producers on the film. In fact, Michelle has planning to do the lead on the film. And we're hoping to put this together in the near future and get this thing started.
Okay, so now when you have to roll out to do a production, let's say a filming, how much preparation is involved in something like that?
Oh, a lot, because I think the hardest thing is locations, finding locations that's, doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. So that's the whole thing, for certain locations demand a large production insurance coverage and stuff like that. So that's one thing that's hard for an independent production to do, is to find locations that doesn't cost you a tremendous amount of money.
And what's good about our movie is it's a lot of like character driven. So it's and it's really good.
Good. So, don't you find that Long Island has a lot of different beautiful scenic places where you could film outdoors?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. It's a variety. Like if you go out to, Suffolk, there's the beautiful oceans and the beaches. Even in Nassau, we have a lot of beautiful like oceans and water and everything. And then you could go way out east where it's like very, kind of country-like. So you have a lot of, diverse scenery that you could use and
So,
utilize.
are you already booking up for your screenings in the summertime with your big screens?
Yeah, we actually start in January. A lot of towns.
Really?
Yeah, so that's when the planning stages, probably like even before January, and that's when they plan, for the summer. We even do a lot of for the spring. So we could actually go all the way until November because we do a lot of Halloween events as well.
What do you do for Halloween?
We do like a Halloween themed movie. In fact, we're very happy to be working with the town of Babylon, and they have a beautiful major event. They have thousands and thousands of people attend at the Tanner Park. I mean, thousands. They have rides, they have food trucks, and we're honored to be there for like this will be the fourth year. And even working with the town of Babylon, we were able to do the Olympics and do a live feed at the Tanner Park as well. So not only do we show movies and film festival, but we also could do like live feeds for special
yeah,
events.
yeah.
That's
That was
very cool.
yeah. The
Yeah.
film was the outdoor film was like the ending of their main event of the day. All the events is in the daytime, and then we will end up the event by having the outdoor film showing at night.
Yeah, so we show Beetlejuice and classic movies that people want to see for Halloween.
What movie do you think you had the biggest turnout for over the
A
years?
few of them.
Yeah, I would say Frozen, that was very successful. I feel like a lot of, people go and gear towards like the like friendly like family movies.
Family movies.
Yeah.
Do
And
you have, excuse me, go ahead.
oh, and also Jaws. Like this year is going to be the 50th anniversary of Jaws,
Yeah,
which is
Do you have to
amazing.
get permission? Do you have to get permission to screen these movies?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's yeah. The
absolutely.
film distributors and usually the client, the towns, villages,
Yeah,
once
they call it the
hosting.
public relations,
Yeah,
public performance
public
I
rights.
see. And
performance, they have to get that.
how long does it take to get approval for something like that?
Believe it or not, right away, as long as they call up, Swank,
Yeah.
and yeah, you could get the film right away.
Oh, one event that we did was very interesting with Sandpoint when we were talking to them about, it was usually family movies work best. He said, no, we're showing The Godfather. And I'm like saying, The Godfather?
Well, I
And then,
actually reached
but
out to
to them,
them
I'm sorry,
because
that's
I know it was like the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. So I thought this would be a great movie to show there because at the Sands Point, they actually filmed the famous horse head scene. And
Oh,
so we
I
showed
never knew
it.
that.
Yeah. And so we showed it. And I guess the president of the Sands Point Preserve said, when you see that scene, everyone like,
Honk the horn.
honks the horn and
Say, this was
everything.
filmed in
And
Sandpoint here.
yeah, it was really
I
nice
didn't
to be
know
there.
that. I didn't know it was filmed there myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did some research and
We didn't know
reached
that
out.
The Godfather was filmed, a lot of scenes were filmed on Long Island for The
So,
Godfather, original Godfather.
And also, the outdoor movie showings is really good for like wineries and everything like that too.
yeah.
So
So
we could
now,
do-
actually, you're trying to find a specific location for your museum so you could actually have people do a nice walkthrough and maybe even have schools come in and they could have a learning experience, right?
Yeah, we're searching for some different facilities. We're reaching out to some of the museums because we actually did one years ago with the Carriage Museum in Stony Brook, and they had movies on Long Island, lights, camera, action. And we were part of that because they obtained a lot of props and wardrobes from a lot of people, and someone heard about us, and they contacted us, and we contributed a lot of props and wardrobe to their exhibition. And we're, as I said, reaching out to other museums here that we might be able to put together like a couple of months exhibition and everything. But we are pushing to try to get a location, a permanent location for us to develop not just the motion picture museum, but the a film arts center to have networking, connecting meetings with filmmakers and try to find different ways of resources that we as a film arts center can help improve independent filmmaking on Long Island.
And we want the museum to be not only just educational, but we also want it interactive. So it's not just, you know, boring. So we're going to make it like hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on stuff always works better for museums, not just old stuff hanging on the wall. You know, it has to be very interesting, and we intend to make it a very interesting, fun experience for a museum visitor.
How much space do you need?
Well, we'd like to try to start with 10,000 square feet. And that would start, and we could grow because a lot of museums start that way. They'll get a site that they can expand, and usually like 5,000, 10,000 square feet we would like to start with.
And we do have 30 feet of the Titanic boat deck from the James Cameron movie.
That's our biggest
Really?
piece.
Wait. Go back. Explain that. You have 30 feet of the Titanic
35 feet.
Yeah, 35.
deck?
Yeah. From the
How
James
did you get
Cameron
that?
movie.
That's a long story. That might be a whole show in itself.
But yeah, we're honored, and hopefully when we do exhibit, we can make like a little, you know, deck where people could walk and then do like green screen too. So this way it's not just having the, you know, the boat deck, but a way for them to like interact and make it a fun experience for them.
Yeah. A lot of things happen with the movie industry where they just film, get the motion picture in a can, and they just throw out a lot of the stuff. And in fact, the funny thing with the Disney animation cells, the reason why they're so rare is when Disney filmed each frame, they took the artwork and just threw it in a dumpster.
Imagine.
And the only reason that some of these animation cells exist is that the artists who worked on, like, say, Snow White and the early films, they went to the dumpsters and went through to pick out certain cells and grab it because it was being thrown out anyway. But that's the only way that some of these animation cells were preserved, you know, because they went through the dumpsters to retrieve some cells for keepsake.
Yeah. So now let me ask you something. You're a nonprofit, right? So part of what you need to do is reach out to try to get grants, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a 501c3, so grants is very helpful to us.
And sponsorship.
Right. Now, is there anything else that you have to look forward to down the line, or something that you would like to do that is kind of been on the back burner?
Well, definitely the building that we could create like a museum, also a studio for independent filmmakers. So we kind of want to have, you know, both aspects of our organization.
Right.
And
now, do you have a preference as to Nassau or Suffolk County?
No, not really. As long as, you know, we have a building, you know, anything's a wonderful.
Well, one of the things I would like to see is that we have some independent organizations, and I would love to see us we get together to work to promote Long Island for independent film productions. I think there's a couple of groups that's does film production or film networking and stuff like that. And I would love to see an opportunity for us to get together and have a meeting and say, look, if we work together, we might be able to do a better job of promoting Long Island for independent film production. We have the two major studios, Grumman and Gold Coast, but really they're only looking for the big Hollywood productions. They're not interested in working with the independent filmmakers on lower budget productions. So I really would like to see an opportunity for us to communicate with each other and try to promote Long Island on a bigger scale for independent filmmakers and say Long Island's a good place to have them. We have these resources to help independent filmmaking.
And what's really good is that there's no motion picture museum on Long Island. So I think it will help create jobs, tourism, and, bring people to see this, which is important.
That's fabulous. Well, we're almost out of time. You want to
Okay.
shout out again your phone number and website?
Sure. Yeah, the
And
best way
also
to-
invite the local filmmakers to contact you.
Yeah,
You have
absolutely.
30
Yes, ma'am.
seconds.
Okay, 516-581-8317. That's the best way to reach us. You could also find us on Facebook. And the phone number again is 516-581-8317. That's the best way to reach out. You could ask for Ralph, you could ask for May, Michelle, and we look forward to hearing from everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay.
Great to see
Thank you for
you.
having us.
Best
Thank
of luck.
you.
I'm going to come to a screening this summer for sure.
Okay, good. We'd love to see you again.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.